Hi, my name is Kay Suthar. I am a business strategist and I will be your host. In this podcast, I'll be getting raw, real, and relentless whilst interviewing successful entrepreneurs from all over the world who specialize in different aspects of business. We will cover the 5 main pillars of business, which are sales, marketing, finance, operations, and leadership, but not forgetting mindset, live and digital events, plus much, much more. You will gain insights, tips and tricks, and discover jaw-dropping actionable steps that you will be able to put in place for your business right away. Guys, our next speaker today, now she has shared a virtual stage with Gary V. That's right, you heard it, Gary V, with an audience of 3,000 people. And she recently has been part of a global summit called the Digital Marketing Rockstars. She ditched her successful corporate career a few years ago to pursue the elusive freedom lifestyle, which we all want. Now she teaches entrepreneurs how to create and launch their first premium offer using smart social media strategies so they can end the constant hustle mode. She will share today how to stop wasting your time on social media and start attracting dream audience instead of chasing and sliding them into everyone's DM. Please welcome Monika Todd, online marketing mentor and strategic intervention coach. Welcome on board, Monika. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Kay. I'm so happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to the next kind of 25, 30 minutes.
All right. We do like to keep it very short, sweet, to the point, no BS, no fluff, and actually give people valuable content that they can implement straight away, right? And so what I would like to do is get right into it. And firstly, let people know who you are, what you're about. And I would love for you to explain what you did before and why you decided to start this type of business that you've now created.
So, as per my accent, you probably somehow can sense I am English is not my first language. I was born in Poland, but 17 years ago, I decided time to venture outside of the Polish borders, and I've lived in the UK for the last 17 years. And my dream always was to have this success. And as a kid, you don't know what does it mean. But obviously, as you go through school and everything, what do? You get big corporate job. And that's what I ended up doing. And I was very successful. I had amazing, I traveled the world. So it was almost like a dream come true. And from the outside, I think everyone would think, oh my God, she's got such an amazing job. But the thing is, like, yes, there were amazing parts, but at some point, it kind of starts to eat you alive from the stress and everything. And things for me changed completely when my first girl was born. I didn't have a clue that's going to happen.
Yes.
Because I thought, well, I was pregnant and I'll have baby, then I'll be with her for a few months, then she'll go to nursery, I'll go back to work and I'll, carry on with my corporate career. Oh my goodness me. And if there's any moms listening or parents listening to this, you might probably relate. Things change upside down. Absolutely. And that is why I decided I want more freedom in my life.
Right.
And that's kind of how my entrepreneurial journey began. And I'm sure many can relate to that freedom of choice, freedom of place. I don't say it was easy because we jump through different things to get what we want.
Right.
And that was actually, she was born 6 years ago, but I didn't start the journey until 4 years ago.
Right.
And it was tough. And the reason my business, what I do now, is helping entrepreneurs, especially in a service-based business who teach online with coach trainers. I want them to show the path to not to make, mistakes will happen, failures will happen,
right?
But just to help them on a journey much smoother than my journey was. And that is what I do now. And it's been an incredible journey.
Awesome. And I like the fact that, you're using your experiences, the kind of obstacles that you went through, you've created the right strategic way to do this. So now people can just come to you, not waste time, waste money, trying to figure it out, just getting that concrete information from you so they can implement it in the business, right? And that's what it's really all about.
Definitely. There are so many strategies and techniques out there, and I get it can be overwhelming because you think you have to be everywhere, you have to do everything. But I just want to show that that's not the case.
Right. Awesome. Now, Monika, I had a little bird tell me that you have the ability to switch between coaching and mentoring. I mean, isn't that the same thing?
Absolutely not. And when you hear marketing, it's very much, I don't think there could be marketing coaching.
Right.
There is a life coaching, but marketing is a little bit more practical, a little bit like, well, you show the numbers, you have a growth, there is a certain strategies you follow, and teaching marketing is teaching something that person doesn't have a clue about. So but at the same time, so I love that side of marketing, learning those strategies and techniques and showing my clients what actually works best, and especially for their circumstances. But there's always some blocks. There's always some limiting beliefs. There is always something that stops people from actually pursuing what is it that they truly want. Right. And, with social media, with marketing, is it the live videos that they want to do? Is it the pricing that they're struggling with? This is actually not to do with the art of doing it, but actually it's something deep down that actually is holding them back. Right. That is where I need to switch into coaching, because that is something we need to first uncover. It's like, okay, so what is stopping? What is the true issue behind that issue? Because usually there's a layer upon the layer upon the layer. Right. And that is why I think it's important to distinguish between the two.
Okay, so you said you switched to coaching. Did you mean you switched to mentoring there?
So the mentoring more is the marketing side. The strategies, the techniques, the tactics, the social media, how the social media operates, which, how to run a sales call and all those things. This is more a mentoring, helping someone through the steps. That's what you need to do. The coaching is getting to the soul, getting into the bottom of what is it that's stopping them? What is it that they tend to be, because most of my clients are females, and when we talk about launching their flagship offer, what is the biggest block? Oh, I can't charge that much. Right. Oh, the pricing comes up, and I would say 80% of the coaching conversation is the money mindset conversation. Right. And that is something I need to distinguish between the two. So I actually did Tony Robbins coaching qualification because I wanted something like an inside of the psychology. I wanted to understand that side, how actually you can get into someone to uncover that limiting belief and help them to break through. So that is where switching between the two is so key.
But I mean, everything that you're saying there, like releasing, I guess, blocks from people that you've encountered while working with them, isn't that for a life coach to do that, not you as a social media strategist?
Technically, probably yes. But to be an amazing, whether it's a business mentor or a marketing mentor, your clients are going to face some challenges, and my clients do as well. And for me, this was absolutely important to understand how the human psychology works, what are the levels, and how I can help them overcome this. Because otherwise, I'm not going to help them getting the results they want, because I might give them the step-by-step process, but if there is something fundamentally holding them back, I need to understand how to break through it with them and help them on that journey.
Oh, amazing. So we actually get a lot more from you rather than just being a social media strategist, right?
Oh, yes.
Unblock any limiting beliefs that we have. I love that. I love how you've incorporated the two, because I'm sure incorporating both of them actually gets people results in more ways than one, not just social media, right? Definitely. And the realizations that come out of it must be amazing.
Yes. And I mean, we all know, especially we who are in the entrepreneurial world, 80% of our success is our mindset.
Yes.
But no one wakes up in the morning thinking, I need to hire a mindset coach. No, entrepreneurs wake up in the morning wanting more leads, more sales, more customers, more money in the bank.
That is totally true. Yeah.
I give them what they want.
Yeah.
I deliver what they need.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, awesome. So really tell us, Monika, what qualifies you as an expert in this area?
Expertise of I've done it. I've went through the hoops. So that's the first thing. The first thing is that based on my journey, based on the road that I had to take, that's the one thing. And, overcoming this, showing I did it, is one thing. The second thing is that, especially the coaching side, the psychology, it was almost 18 months that I was actually studying in Tony Robbins and Chloe Madonna's academy about coaching.
Okay.
So that's another second thing that in terms of the coaching, as much as I don't necessarily market it, because again, this is something what they need. There might be a little bit surprise for them that they get. But also another thing is, I don't think anyone is 100% expert at something. And especially with marketing, with social media, things are changing all the time.
Yes.
So I know I have to be constantly ahead of the game, so that I can deliver the right information for my customers. So I have selected path and people who I learn from. So I've got someone who I learn from Instagram constantly. I'm in there, like a membership group. So there is always something I'm learning. I've got my own business mentor. So I have to always level up my skills and be ahead of the game when it comes to what is happening, what next coming. Is it Clubhouse? Is it something else? So I need to be ahead of the game to help them on that journey as well.
And do you know what? The fact that you've been on virtual stage with Gary Vee, clearly your strategies work, right?
I mean, come on.
With 3,000 people, I mean, that says a lot. That definitely says a lot. So yeah, you definitely do have to keep up with marketing strategies, algorithms, all of that good stuff change constantly, right? So it continuously keeps you on your feet for sure. So that's amazing to hear. Amazing. So if there was one principle that you can actually teach our audience today that they can relate to and immediately apply in their business, what could that one thing be?
So very common thing that my audience is saying is a lot of the time they spend so much time on social media, but it's not intentional. It's the scroll. And I always encourage, you need to start creating before you produce. But I don't know what to post. So what I want to give here is 3 ideas how you will never run out of content ideas.
Okay.
And obviously, before anyone starts that journey, you need to understand your audience. Who's your audience? What's their pain points? What their problems is? What's your niche? So that is the fundamentals of any business, whether it's online or offline. But when it comes to ideas for your content, it can't be just purely the how-to content, posting for the sake of posting. It just needs to be something more.
Okay.
So it has to have. So I'm a practical Virgo, as I always say.
I'm a Virgo too.
Are you? So we've got birthday coming up soon.
We do.
So I want to give 3 practical steps that actually you can take now to have that ideas for your content. So 3 things. So one of them is asking questions to your audience. Now, as much as it's easy as it sounds, they have to be intentional. So everyone heard about conversation starters or engagement questions. And those are absolutely amazing if used correctly. So when you build this question, make sure it leads to, okay, what's pain point of my ideal client? What are their dreams and desires? So that in a way, through the answers, you can find out not only more about your audience, but who's actually someone who's putting their hand up, I need help. Through those questions. So I use them in my Facebook group, because my Facebook group is where my audience is for what I teach. And so I use them all the time. So those engagement questions are absolutely powerful. Even if you use 1, 2, 3 a week, doesn't matter. And there will be plenty of inspiration out there in terms of what actually questions to use. So that's one of the things, because most of my lives that I do in my group is based on the answers from the questions that my audience gave me.
Of course.
And sometimes it's kind of like, oh, I didn't expect that answer. That is idea for my live training, because it looks like it's a bigger problem than I thought.
Right.
So they get what they said.
Yes.
And even they don't have a clue about it, what I'm doing behind the scenes.
Yeah. And you know what I love about that is that I find that there's so many people out there that try and think about different content, the things that people want to hear, or they feel that people want to hear, right? But you don't actually know. This is just things that you're trying to figure out yourself. And you get overwhelmed. You can't figure out content. But you make it simple. Ask your audience. Find out where they're struggling, where their frustrations are, and then just do a video and answer that. How simple is that, Monika? That is amazing.
Very simple. Very simple. And I think often when we are in certain niche, we are so engraved in the language of our niche that we forget that our audience may not know the basics yet.
Yes.
And so let's not overcomplicate it. And that's where the second idea is, just go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Type in something that is either a problem or your niche, or topic within your niche.
Okay.
Then filter based on the last 12 months. Then most viewed. So which video has had the most views in the last 12 months within that topic? I mean, how simple is that?
That is very simple.
Because if something has 100,000, 300 million views, okay, you know, that is what people are watching on YouTube. Not only that, you've got the title, idea of the title as well. And you can use within, and if you see that, I could answer that.
Right.
Recreate in your words, because that's what your audience is searching for on YouTube. YouTube is a search engine.
Amazing. Yeah, it is. I mean, I search on YouTube all the time, right? How to do this, how to do most of it, to be fair, is about cooking, because I can't cook to save my life. You know, but YouTube is the number one platform I go to figure out how to do something, how to cook a meal, right? So if
someone is in that industry, they know what you're typing, and they
that totally makes sense. I love that. And it's simple. Everyone knows YouTube, everybody's on there. Let's use it to help us, right, with our business.
Let's use it for our marketing, for our content creation.
Exactly.
And the third thing is, which also utilizes data from the Google search engine, is a website called answerthepublic.com. So answerthepublic.com populates the most searched terms and questions within specific topic. And it gives you, it's actually, they've got free version and paid version. Free version, I think, allows you to do 2 searches per day. Is absolutely enough. Absolutely enough, because you do 2 searches per day. I could put their social media and it will pop up all the questions, usually about 200-300. What people are asking about social, it's a lot. What people are asking about social media. And some of it's like, really? That is what they ask? Yeah, that's easy. I'll answer it. And you can download CSV file from it, from that search, delete what's not applicable, because some won't be applicable. And it usually leaves me, each search leaves me with about 20 ideas.
No way.
So if I do 2 a day, that's 40. If I do it for a week, that gives me content probably for the whole year.
Holy crap. That is a lot. Right. And again, that's not you trying to figure it all out. It's right there telling you what people need to hear.
Yes.
Perfect. I love that. I love it. You made it so simple. That's what I absolutely love about this. Right. And so you bring me to my next question. And that is, I'm sure I would love to hear, I'm sure our audience would love to hear some of the recent success stories that you've had recently.
Well, I'm going to actually tell you about two stories which are completely opposite, because
Right.
sometimes that's so. One of them is my actually recent client, where we basically were working to develop her flagship offer, her program. So she's in like a more spiritual space,
Right.
doing tarot reading and crystals and everything like that. She's amazing at what she does, but all of her what she does is low price services. So it's a one-off services, quick reading on everything or everything like that. She likes to give a lot. She gives a lot free as well. But she knew she hit that point, right? It's time to do something. It's time to do something about it. So she's and she is amazing in terms of listening. It's like, okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. Because whenever you work with someone, you need to get a feel, are they coachable? And so we've designed all of that, and she did her first beta test with 4 clients on her program. And I mean, her last words were, I've never seen that amount of money in my bank account. And she was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to hide them. I'm not going to show them. I'm just like, but obviously she was excited. But I don't think people realize that's such a simple thing. Yes, there is a lot of work involved to start with until you get that up and running. But once it's done, is that view is like she was saying, I've never thought it will be possible. I've never thought I will be able to actually do that instead of just, almost scraping from one month to the other. I actually feel now I can do this. And she did a challenge, she did a launch. And the best thing about it is on the sales call, she was like, because obviously I do how to do a sales call. What do you do? So she was quite nervous about that part. And then she was like, well, they were ready to sign up before actually. So I didn't really do much. So she's done everything that she's done before the launch. People were ready. It's like, yes, I want to work with you.
Wow.
So I was just such music to my ears.
Yeah. And what I hear there is that not only did you show her the steps, but you created a shortcut for her. There was a step that she didn't really necessarily have to do. No. People just wanted to buy into her before that, right?
No, exactly. And that is the power of actually what content we put on social media with intention. That's why I always talk about smart social media, because actually when you jump on a call with someone to talk about either your program, your services, you don't want to convince them. No, that's the last thing you want to do.
That's right. Yeah. No, convincing is hard work.
Oh no, and it's lacks of integrity, because you just trying to do something, just probably not the right thing to do. So so that was the latest one. Now the other example I'm going to share, which we cannot forget sometimes, that when we work with someone, that the effect of our teaching may stay for a long time. So actually she was the first person I actually took through one of my coaching programs, because when I started, my coaching was a lot more a bit of a mix of mindset as well, and getting more kind of confidence and self-belief.
Right.
So I actually did, and I highly recommend to anyone who starts in a coaching industry to actually have someone who you can test that work for free. So actually, she's my friend. So it's like, oh, can I take you through my program? I just need to see if it works and things like that. So so that was over 3 years ago. So we had normal sessions, we had and we went through the program. It was 8 weeks at the time. And we went through it, and she was blown away, because she's in the corporate business as well, but she's never been exposed to that mindset work, the things that actually how you work on yourself. And I mean, recently she's also following that. She applied for a promotion within a business she's in, and she had it. She got it.
Amazing.
And now she actually applied for another job somewhere else. And she said to me, this was literally last week, she was like, I couldn't do it without you. Like that sessions that we had 3 years ago, it was still in her head in terms of what she has to do. And so she's now applying for something. She's stepping up her game, and she's got that confidence and self-belief. But we can't forget is like, just because we work with someone for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, or 6 months in the program, how can we leave that lasting results, that lasting change?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that shows power of combining the mindset and that psychology within it.
Oh, that's amazing. And yeah, not just kind of giving people the answers, and actually educating people on how to do things, why it works this way, what the consequences are if you don't and if you do. And really kind of embedding it into people's minds and getting to actually have the actions behind all of that actually does have a long-lasting effect with people, which is amazing, which is what all coaches, mentors, consultants should really be doing, educating people so they can just take that along through their lives and be able to implement it continuously, right? And improve on it as well. So I love that. Okay. It now makes a lot more sense as to why you do the whole mindset as well as the social media, because bringing it together does actually have long-lasting effects on people.
Yes, yes.
So I love that. Now, you've given so many golden nuggets here, right? So many different strategies that people can implement straight away. Now, where can people find you to receive more additional free support? And if they want to have a conversation with you about your different programs, where can they go?
So 2 places are prime places. So plenty of navigation. Where to find me is obviously on my website, which is monikatodd.com. Very simple. But where I share the most in terms of the content, the traffic, the leads, the sales, is my Facebook group, my Facebook community. So I'll give you the link so that actually can be the group actually, and I here need to mention that because it's all the journey. I changed the name of the group yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes it's exactly the same group, but now it's more clearer through the name what's the group about. So I've been sharing exactly the same things, but I just thought just the name doesn't kind of so the group's called now Smart Social Media Traffic, Leads and Sales for Online Coaches.
Okay. All right.
Simple, clear, precise. But it's that's where I share, that's where I do live trainings, that's where I share a lot of information, and that's where people can get to know me, because I think when it comes to things like that coaching, people need to get to know the person a little bit.
Definitely.
And get the vibe. Could I work with that person or no?
You're right, exactly. And that is really, really highly important. And this is why so many coaches out there do actually give some sort of free content. So you can really just dip your feet in and find out a little bit about that coach and see if that is a coach that's right for you. So definitely. Thanks for that. Amazing. I will be putting all the links in the show notes, guys. So if you missed it while listening or watching this episode, it will be in the show notes below. Monika, thank you so much for coming onto the show. It's been amazing to have you here. And yes, so many nuggets in such a small amount of time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time and listening to Uncensored Society podcast. All resources mentioned throughout the episode will be added to the show notes, and you'll be able to find them at the bottom as you scroll down. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and leave a review in iTunes. Thank you once again.